All right, so we've got the syllabi into NotebookLM, but let's say I want to add some additional resources that an instructor has provided, like rubrics or readings or sample assignments, anything like that. So I've already got the syllabus, so you would have to convert all the documents to PDFs. That's one of the limitations in NotebookLM right now is it only accepts Google Drive documents, links, paste text, PDF text documents, audio, etc. So I converted everything to PDFs and I'm going to drag and drop. So now it's uploading additional materials from the instructor, including rubrics and assignment descriptions that are in addition to the syllabus. So with that, I have all of those source documents now, and I'm going to redo the audio overview. The audio overview customization, you can either customize it with instructions that are similar to a prompt, or you can just select generate. I actually find sometimes just going at it cold with the generate is actually better than more formed thoughts via a customization prompt. But for the sake of example, here is the customization prompt I entered. Create a humorous and supportive audio overview for a graduate level human appraisal course for school and clinical mental health counselors, many of whom may feel anxious or dislike statistics. Reassure students about the course's value, emphasizing that people are more than numbers. Introduce key terms, stress reviewing source materials, timely completion of asynchronous work, and building connections through intentional outreach. Motivate learners to engage fully and ask questions. And then I will select generate. And again, this will take a few minutes to do. But same features as before. I can create a study guide, create a briefing document, create an FAQ document, create a timeline document. So I'm just going to let it all generate that stuff together. Again, I haven't needed any prompting knowledge of my own, but using some of the initial features that are included there. So here's a detailed timeline document. Something that's neat here is it gives you the timeline of the main events, so what week we're going to be doing things, the date that's associated with those weeks, what we'll be focusing on, any assignments that might be due, some things that they'll need to work on throughout the course, so things that are ongoing, cast of characters, that's me, that's the students. You also need a volunteer and you'll need ChatGPT, and then some key concepts and processes. One of the things that I think is important to note with all AI use is that the risk of AI being wrong informs how sure you need to be on the output. Or I guess the consequences of AI being wrong determines how much you should review the accuracy of the output. You should always review the accuracy of the output, but if there are significant consequences to inaccuracies, you definitely want to be sure. And I think due dates would be one of those that, I would consider the need to double check. So if I've already read the syllabus, I have my notes, then I can cross-reference that pretty easily. So go back to the studio. We've got the timeline. Here's the briefing document. Starts with an overview, key concepts and themes. Going through all of the different elements that it's pulling from the syllabus and all of the other materials to synthesize what this instructor, in this case me, might think about the course. Got some frequently asked questions. Here's a couple that it pulled. What's the primary goal of the course? How will they gain practical experience? What are the key components of some of the projects? How's generative AI integrated in the course? What role does self-reflection play? How are issues of cultural sensitivity and ethical considerations addressed? What is the engaged participation? So you can just see a lot of FAQs here. Again, this may or may not be useful. You may want to ask your own questions. And then here's a study guide. It creates what's the primary goal of the assessment PowerPoint project, describe the purpose of the learning memo, what's is the significance of understanding a measure's reliability and validity. So you're starting to see some of this is related to the actual form and structure of the course, the assignments, etc., while others are more content related. And then a short answer key. Here's some essay questions, glossary of key terms. So you've got, again, a good amount of information to supplement and be additive to the work that you're already doing in the course and with the material. And we've got our audio overview ready to go. So I will download that and have that readily accessible to you. And just remember, again, you can always chat with the source document. So if I want to ask, let's say, how long do the assessment reports need to be? It's a common question I get as an instructor, and maybe to not be that annoying instructor that says, have you looked at the syllabus yet? I know that that's normally the first response that we should have. Have I checked the syllabus? I know sometimes it can be hard to find those small pieces of information in the syllabus. This does not replicate the ability to, or the need to develop the skill to go back to the source documents. This is just another tool. So how long do the assessment reports need to be? Again, this should be pulling from all of the source documents that I've included. So it pulls all of that information. It says the assessment reports are designed to be comprehensive and detailed, but they do not specify the specific length in the reports. So you can find the exact statement in the source documents where this came from. So it's easy to check the source here so that you're not wondering, is this a hallucinated material or did this actually come from somewhere? You can see the sources, you can click on those, and it can take you directly to that source that it came from. So let's try another common question. When is the asynchronous material due? Sundays at 11:59 Eastern time. And again, I think it's nice it goes and gives a little bit more than just the due date. So it gives it a little more about what the instructor, me in this case, values and how they will engage with that as well. I think another benefit to me as an instructor sometimes is that if I ask it a question and it gets it wrong, I can go back to my source documents and be like, was that clear enough? And if it's not clear, then I can edit my source documents for the next iteration of the course as well. Let me try with just one more. What are 3 things that the instructor values in my work? Let's just see what it says. So I think so much sometimes in education is just about getting to know the people that you're working with. So let's just see what NotebookLM thinks that I value as an instructor. Active engagement and participation, that's true. Thoughtful reflection, that's true. Accurate and ethical use of assessment, those are all very true things. So it's neat just to see how does an external person, albeit a large language model, not an external person, an external entity, albeit a large language model, how does it digest the source documents and pull out some things that I value as an instructor? So I hope you find this valuable to you in your own work as you continue to experiment with if and how AI might be used to enhance, not replace the learning process. Remember, review the source materials first. This is just creating other pieces of content and other ways to engage with that content in meaningful ways. Imagine you've now read it, you've listened to an audio overview of it, and you've chatted with it. You now have three ways of engaging with it, whereas before you only had one. So I hope you enjoy this. Take care and have a great day.